You wouldn't hand over your house keys to a stranger, so why hand over your bank login without knowing exactly what's going on behind the scenes? With data breaches in the headlines every month, I decided to take a closer look at Quicken Simplifi, how safe it really is, and what most reviews completely miss. But before I tested their security claims myself, I started where most people should when researching any financial app, the negative reviews. Because if there's ever a red flag, it's usually there that it shows up first. One user actually specifically complained that the product is not simple to use. He mentioned feeling overwhelmed without the customer support coming to his rescue. And that's pretty concerning when you're dealing with something as important as your finances. No one wants to accidentally categorize a mortgage payment as entertainment spending because the app confused them and that not have any help or backup to help fix things. You really need that support to help back you up. But I did discover something else when I looked a little bit deeper. This actually seems to be a pretty isolated case. And honestly, I'm not sure what the full story is here. Maybe this guy was comparing it to a much simpler app that he knew about, or maybe he didn't take advantage of the built-in tutorials, or maybe he just had the support respond late and he complained about it. We don't know the full story. I just want to say that the platform itself maintains an overall really strong rating of 4.4 out of 5 stars from over 5,000 reviews. Most users really find it intuitive once they give it a chance and go through the full setup. One user said that Simplifi helped him start taking control of his finances without being overwhelmed by all of the other tools that he had in the past, probably with some of the competitor platforms. Another user shared that he loved how easy it was to set up and connect all of his accounts with Quicken Simplifi. He also liked how the spending plan automatically calculates for him how much money he had left to spend every day and for the month after all of his bills are funded. This review actually highlighted something crucial: the automated calculations. When you're trusting an app with your financial data, you really do want those calculations to be accurate and reliable. The fact that users are specifically praising this feature suggests that the underlying system is pretty solid. But alright, I actually do want to talk about what really matters when asking, is Quicken Simplifi safe? The actual security measures protecting your financial data. Because after testing this platform myself, I can tell you the security infrastructure is actually impressive. First, let's address the elephant in the room: how Quicken protects your financial information directly. So I spent time going through their security documentation, and here's what I found. Simplifi uses bank-level security and encryption with 256-bit encryption. To put that into perspective, not even the NSA could break into your financial data with that level of security. Who knows, maybe that's a little bit too much. But encryption is just the starting point here. What really impressed me is their comprehensive approach to security overall. So your downloaded financial information is confidential and not used for anything other than providing and maintaining their service. This isn't some startup playing fast and loose with your data, selling it hither and thither. Quicken has millions of users who trust them with their financial data, and it keeps it safe. The mobile app security is also where things get really interesting. I tested their mobile app extensively, and the security layers here are impressive. They use Secure Socket Layer, or SSL technology, to secure data transmission from your financial institutions. Your financial institution passwords are never saved on your mobile device, and your Quicken Cloud ID password isn't saved either. All data stored on your mobile device is encrypted, making it unreadable without the special decryption key. And if you're on a Mac, tokens and critical information are saved in the Apple Keychain secure location, unlike some competitors who store sensitive information in some less secure ways. Simplifi takes every precaution to protect your information. Alright, now let's talk about features that actually help you manage your finances better. What's in the service? What is behind the scenes? Let's talk about it. The credit score feature caught my attention first because this one lets you track your credit score overall alongside your finances in a single place. So I've been using this feature for a few months now, and it's really handy to see my credit trends without having to log into separate apps. I can just see my scores right there in the app. It's really handy. The Zillow integration for tracking real estate values is something I didn't expect to use much, but it's become pretty invaluable. So in today's dynamic real estate market, keeping track of property values, it's not just nice to have, it's essential for making informed financial decisions about property values, mortgages, rents, and the overall status of things. The bills and income section is where Simplifi really shines compared to some simpler apps. So you can preview your future financial activity, not just track what already happened. I can see all of my scheduled bills and income for any time range, plus access to all of my recurring transactions in a single view. This future-focused approach is something competitors like Rocket Money doesn't really offer. While Rocket Money is great at canceling subscriptions and basic budgeting, Simplifi's bills and income section gives you a more comprehensive cash flow view that helps with actual financial planning. I can spot potential cash flow issues just weeks in advance. The watch lists feature is probably my favorite for staying on track with all of my spending goals. It's an easy-to-use tool that helps you monitor specific spending areas with interactive graphs showing your monthly spending in real time. So I set up watch lists for dining out, entertainments, and online shopping, and the visual feedback keeps me accountable without feeling overly restrictive. Unlike basic budgeting apps that just show you static categories, these watch lists are dynamic and help you course correct before you blow your entire budget. Now, I do want to get to this. Is Quicken Simplifi absolutely perfect in every way? Honestly, no. I mean, no financial app is perfect, and Simplifi has its own quirks. There's a learning curve that some users might find a little bit steep, especially if they're coming from some simpler budgeting apps. But honestly, I'd rather have robust security with a steep learning curve than a really simple app that leaves my financial data vulnerable. The complexity exists because they're not cutting corners on protection or a lack of tools. They really put everything that you need in there. So once you understand how everything works, which took me about a week of regular use, the security features become advantages rather than obstacles, and everything kind of clicks into place. So the question isn't whether Quicken Simplifi is safe or perfect, it's about whether you're willing to invest the time to use its security features properly. Now, let's talk about the investment required for this level of security and functionality. Quicken Simplifi is not the cheapest option in the personal finance app space, but when you're asking, is Quicken Simplifi safe and worth the cost, you need to consider what you're actually paying for. You're not just paying for budgeting features, you're paying for enterprise-level security protocols, decades of financial software experience, and comprehensive data protection that most competitors simply can't match. When I think about the cost of a single identity theft incident or financial data breach, the subscription cost feels like insurance. So check the link in the description below for their current pricing details and any available promotions. We try to keep our discount codes updated so you can take advantage of any current offers while getting the security protection you need. And if you're still wondering, is Quicken safe or is Quicken Simplifi legit? My testing and research point to a clear answer. This platform takes security seriously with bank-level encryption, comprehensive data protection, and a track record spanning decades. Check the link in the description of this video to get started with our special discount and coupon.